Hey everybody, Justin here with BearzapperBBQ, where we cover everything from grilling to smoking and everything in between. Today we are going to be smoking a full chicken on the big green egg. We have it heating up behind us. We are going to be spatchcocking the chicken. We've had it brining, so we have a recipe for our brine as well. It'll be in the description. We had it brining for about 24 hours. We are going to use Lane's Spellbound rub. We're going to keep the skin on. We're going to lift after we spatchcock it. We're going to lift the skin up, throw some butter underneath. It's going to cook, and it's going to be the most delicious, tender, amazing chicken that we've ever had. Stick around. Hey everybody, so today I am making a brine for about a 5.5 pound chicken. So all I've done in here so far is I've added 4 cups of water, about a handful of peppercorns, black and white peppercorns, but just black is totally fine. About 1.5 cups of brown sugar and about 7 tablespoons of salt. I'm mixing this up, and I'm going to add a little bit more salt and brown sugar to this as well, and then we're going to add a little bit more cold water and some ice cubes in there once this has simmered to kind of incorporate all the flavors. Throw the chicken in there. We're going to brine this bad boy for about 24 hours, maybe a little bit more. And then we're going to smoke her on the big green egg. She's looking good. She's ready for you. Look at that. I will be spatchcocking this, so I'm going to remove this backbone, crushing it down, breaking the breastbone underneath, and to give it a more even cook, a little bit quicker cook as well. I'm going to be using Lane's Spellbound on this. I'm going to, underneath some of the skin, as you can see, there's some pockets of skin here that we can lift up. I'm going to put some butter and really incorporate that buttery, spellbound, heavenly flavor all throughout this this beautiful chicken. Right now, she's just resting, chilling like a villain as this simmers. Awesome. Hey everybody, it's been about 25 hours. The chicken has taken a nice bath. I actually have some rocks in this plastic bag to keep the chicken down, so that was in the brine fully. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove it from the brine, we're going to wash it off, and we're going to spatchcock it. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to be spatchcocking this chicken. So all that simply means is removing the backbone, cracking the breastbone to make it cook flat. So this chicken has been brining for about 25 hours. Took it out of the brine, I washed it off, we dried it off with some paper towels, and now we're going to spatchcock it. So we're going to take some really strong kitchen shears, and we really just want to follow this backbone all the way back. We want to go right alongside the bone. Remove the backbone. Now we are going to turn this over. And we are going to push down on the breastbone like you're giving it CPR. And you should hear it crack. As you can see, now it sits pretty flat, and you can flip it over and you can actually see the inside. You can cut off any kind of parts that maybe don't look so great, like these little scraps. Cool. Flip it back over, push it down one more time. Boom. Look at that. I don't know if you just heard that pop, but it popped real nice. Now what we can do is right these thighs, really looking, you know, good looking dark meat here. What we can do is we can sprinkle the Lane Spellbound on this and then cover it back up with the skin. That way the meat gets the flavoring, the skin will as well, as we're going to sprinkle some on top. And then right before we put it on, we're going to just put some, in some of these pockets, we're going to put some little slabs of butter here and there to make it super, super awesome tasting. And we're going to do the same thing on this side, right? Thighs here. I'm going to sprinkle some of the lanes on that. We're going to do the same with the breasts. Flip it over, do the same on the opposite side as well. But all in all, we're going to have this cooking real nice. Look at that. It's should cook a little bit more evenly because it's flat, right? Rather than sitting up. But I am really, really excited about this. Let's throw away these scraps that we don't need on this paper towel. Awesome. I'm going to clean up my hands and we're going to get the seasoning. So we're going to be cooking this on the big green egg in a little bit. It should only take about, even on the deflector plate setting, maybe about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at the most for a 5-pound chicken, probably not. All right, so we're going to peel some of that skin back, as I said. We're going to take our Lane Spellbound. We're going to sprinkle some right on top. We're going to cover that back up with the skin. Do the same over here. Cover that back up with the skin. And that's just going to keep the flavoring in real nice, right? Do the same on the breasts. Just going to rub that in nicely. And it's easy once you find a little pocket, because then you can just stick your finger in there and kind of pull some of that skin back away. We're just going to dump it in the middle and then just push it over all the meat. Right? So if you can see this, we have a pocket of the skin. Just going to push it right in the middle, and then I'm just going to push it out over all the meat so that the meat is covered. And you know, when we put the butter in between the layers of skin as well, it'll taste real good. So there we go. Pour some on top. We just want to kind of push it in. Lift up the leg. Get some on the leg. Awesome. Same. Awesome. Right? So now we have it nice and spiced on this side. Now we can take, that's gross, some of the Spellbound on the underside. We're going to include that as well. And you can pull off some of the fat as you see it. But that fat'll that'll render nicely. We're not gonna be smoking it for a terribly long amount of time, but that'll render nicely on this. Beautiful. We're looking good. Cool. That's looking awesome. We're gonna let this sit for a while. I'm actually gonna flip it back over and get that chicken thigh flipped back correctly so it's sitting nicely with the leg. Boom. Look at that. That is beautiful looking. Cool. It's looking great. Now we're gonna let this sit for a bit and then we're gonna throw it on the smoker. Hey everybody, welcome back. So we have the big green egg coming up to temperature. It's looks to be right around 225. We want this to get up to 275. We have the spatchcocked chicken. Here we had put this back in the fridge after we put the seasoning on it, and it's looking really good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take some butter and we're going to put some butter underneath the skin. So good. Put it under the skin. Once it's up to temperature, we're going to put it on this. Then hopefully what I'm going to do is we're going to have some corn on the cob, maybe some carrots as well with this. What I'm hoping to do is be able to use the expander up and put the corn on the cob kind of above where the chicken's cooking and let it all kind of cook together. That way I don't have to fire up the grill or anything inside. So I'm sorry. Yeah, that way I don't have to fire up the grill or anything inside. I can just cook it all on here. So I'm going to get this up to temperature. Let's see where it's at now. Yeah, we're about 240. Let's grab this knife. Butter. We're just going to take little slabs of butter and we're going to put it underneath the chicken, underneath the chicken skin, so that when it cooks, that starts to melt and really moisten and there we go. It really like moistens the chicken and gives us some nice, a nice buttery flavor. All right, so we got the breasts buttered. Now we are going to, that looks good too. Okay, now we're going to do the thighs over here. So we're going to lift up the skin and just drop some butter in. Then we're going to flip it back over. Lift up the skin by the thighs, drop some butter, and cover it back up. We're going to flip that back over in this last piece. Here, we'll do this. We'll push this over here. Last piece. We're going to have it right in the middle. Beautiful. That's looking awesome. Sweet. So we should be really close to temperature now. Awesome. So I'm going to put this on. I did underneath the grate here, on top of the heat director, I do have a tin container filled with apple juice. We are Going to have this positioned nicely with the wings kind of pointed down a little bit. Beautiful. Actually, I'm going to position the wings slightly up. Ooh, that's hot. We're going to close this. We're going to let it cook. It'll probably take about 90 minutes or so to cook for about a 5-pound bird. We'll come back and check it. All right, so I have added the expander on, put the corn on the cob on. We have the chicken. Boom. We're gonna let these bad boys cook. All right, we are about an hour and 10 minutes in. Got the corn on there, chicken on here. Skin's looking good. Oh my goodness. Skin's looking real good. Skin's tasting good. I'm telling you. Lane Spellbound is the absolute best. The coloring is beautiful. The taste is beautiful. It's just so good. We've got the apple juice down below that's kind of keeping it moist, and it's actually catching all the drippings, which is then causing steam to come back up and obviously cook this back, but we're continuing to cook it. But that is looking so good. Let's see here. We're at about 143, 145, 146, 155. So we are getting there. This is looking wicked good. All right, so we are officially at the temperature. Ooh. I throw the grill backwards. Chicken's looking good. Ooh, corn is feeling pretty good. Just gonna grab a some tongs. I'm gonna throw this on here. Be right back. Look at this. Oh, come on. Looking so good. Corn feels good too. Could it be that we actually set this up correctly and timed it perfectly? We shall see. Look at that. Look how awesome that looks. So pumped to try it. We'll let you know. That chicken was bomb. It was so good. The Lane Spellbound gave it an incredible taste, an incredible color. Everybody in the family loved it. Even my kids loved it, which is mind-blowing. I will tell you, that was the best tasting chicken, most moist, incredible chicken I've ever eaten. Dead serious. Make that recipe. You'll enjoy it.